All right, so by the end of this video, you're gonna be able to do this.
Hey Jen, this is my voice. Hey Evan, this is my voice. Hey Mason, this is my voice, but I actually didn't record this voicemail. In fact, I didn't pick up the phone, didn't dial your number. I didn't even write the script to this voicemail. It was ChatGPT that wrote the script, and then another program that's making me speak. I hope you are having a great day. Love you, people.
So, be able to send personalized ringless voicemails. If you don't know what that means, it means you record a voicemail once, and using AI, it will take out that variable, that first name, and rotate it however you want it. If you want to say Jim, if you want to say Morgan, if you want to say Evan, Sam, whatever that might be. And if there's another variable in there, let's just say, I'm giving you a call about, and then street name, right? Elliston Place, Main Street. If you're a real estate agent, that can be really helpful. I'm an insurance agent, so most of the examples today, I'm going to use about myself. Hey, this is Evan giving you a call about, oh, hey, Mike, this is Evan giving you a call about your Humana plan, your United Healthcare plan, your Cigna plan. Super personalized. So if you're in sales, if you're in real estate, if you're in insurance, if you're cold calling anybody, if you have leads that you haven't hit up in a while, using this method, they feel like you called them single-handedly, left a voicemail, and in my circumstance, I found that there's a 3x higher call rate. So I'm going to show you how to do this. It's going to take a while. I don't know how long this video is going to end up being, but I'm going to show you soup to nuts, A to Z, every little minute detail. And by the end of this video, as long as you follow it to a T, you're going to be able to do it. It should take you about an hour, hour and a half. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go through this. What you want to do to start off is go into Dials.AI. And this is just a mini site that I created. Okay, we didn't build a new software, AI software, so to speak. We're just using 5 other softwares, putting them together to create this. So we're going to use Google Drive, Google Sheets, Make.com. It's very similar to Zapier, but Zapier just won't work with this. We're using 11 Labs to clone our voice, and then SlyBroadcast to drop the ringless voicemail. And you can see this is just an explanation. This is just a demonstration of what it's going to show up as. Okay. So I'm going to go through each one of these, get you set up with each one of these, and then I'm going to show you how to put it all together, and that'll be the culmination of it. So we start with going to Google Drive. Now, there's 2 ways to do this. You can start it from scratch, or you can use the pre-built template and files that are available on Dials.AI. All you have to do is go down. I put a I put a little placeholder here for when I record this video, and I'm going to throw it right here. So this is what you're going to see. I just used Carlos Alcaraz because he's a great tennis player. But anyway, so if you come down here, enter in your first name, your last name, and your email, and we will send you the Google Sheet file, the Google Drive folders, and the JSON template for Make.com. And that's going to make more sense in a second. But if you don't want to do 80% of the work, just put in your information here, and that email is going to send it to you immediately. It's going to have all those files in there. Okay. So when you open that folder up that we send you, you're going to have a Google Drive folder. It's going to be called Dials.AI. You could create it by hand. Just go to Google Drive, create a folder called Dials.ai. Now, I want you to make a folder called audio files, and I want you to make a folder called trigger move sheet to this folder. Okay. You're going to have Dials.ai blueprint JSON, and you're going to have this guy in here if you enter in your information and get the email. So this is all we need to do with Google Drive right now. There'll be more later. The next step is to go over and double click on first phone variable 2 script. All right, and I've already done that. So we're over here. So this is just a starting template for you. Okay. You're not going to be able to edit this. This is only going to be viewable. So take all this information and copy it into your own, so you can customize it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 key columns here. And I separated them with a space column just so that it's for me, for my visualization, so I don't get confused. So we have first name, phone number, variable 2, script, day of the week, and date and time and status. And these are all very deliberately done for a specific reason. So you have some sort of CRM, whether it be Google Spreadsheets or Salesforce or Monday.com, whatever it might be. Every single CRM can export your files into a CSV file. That's what you want to do. You can export into an Excel file too, some sort of spreadsheet file, CSV or Excel. Export it, and then for when you're looking at that big spreadsheet, just copy the first name column and paste it right here to first name. So you're going to have a ton of first names, okay? We're just going to start with 7, just so it's manageable. We don't overwhelm ourselves with a bunch of shit all over the sheet. But yours is going to be ideally hundreds, if not thousands of people, because you're very important. You have a lot of people to talk to. Phone number, okay? With all of these leads, all of these clients, whoever these people are, you need to have their phone numbers. So paste the phone numbers here. Now, do not have any spaces and do not have any dashes. If you don't know how to format it correctly, you can come in here, you go to format, number, and there's probably a way to do it. I use a plugin called Power Tools. And if you use Power Tools, it can do a crazy ton of stuff, but it can remove spaces and it can remove dashes and parentheses. So you want those out of there. Oh, and by the way, if you want one-on-one help with this, where you can share your screen with an automation expert, go to Dials.AI, go to the bottom form, and you'll be able to fill in your information and book a time directly on one of our automation experts' calendars. Variable 2, this is optional. You don't have to do it, but it's there. So let's say, in your CRM, you have, the first name, last name, you have your number, and then you have some other identifying variable. Okay, so it just makes the voicemail more personal. If I say, hey, Evan, this is your Humana agent, or hey, Joe, this is Evan, your Humana agent. Hey, Joe, this is your United Healthcare agent. Hey, Mary, this is your Cigna agent. Right? It's just more personalization, just so that the person doesn't think that you automated all this. You want them to think that you specifically dialed the phone, they weren't available, you left a voicemail, and then they're going to call back, because that's most likely, that's going to increase the likelihood of them giving you a call back. I wouldn't give a call back to somebody that I didn't think actually left it. If I got a robocall or a voicemail that doesn't seem tailored to me, they probably don't want my call back anyway, because they didn't give a fuck enough of a fuck to take the effort to call me in the first place. So the reason I have a second variable here is just for more personalization. This is just an example: pink, red, orange, green, blue, money. Right? And then script. So let's go over script. This one is super key. The way that this script works is it's equals, and then hey, and then you have another quotation mark, ampersand, the first name, ampersand, quotation mark, rest of the script. This is Evan. My favorite color is, and then quotes again, quote, ampersand, whatever your variable 2 is, ampersand, quote, and then another quote to end it out. And what you do is this should show up correctly, all right? And then you pull it down, all right? So you can create whatever script you want. Now, I don't want to say I know how to run your business better than you do. You totally know how to run it better than I do. There's a couple things as far as voicemail scripts that'll be able to help you, okay? There's a couple phrases you can use. First one, it went straight to voicemail. Hey, Mary, this is Evan. I'm not sure if you're using this phone. It went straight to voicemail. Giving you a call about XYZ. All right? Because they're just going to see a voicemail pop up and they're not going to see a missed call. So it just kind of overcomes the question that the person might have. Hey, why did it just pop on my phone? So you can say, hey, it went straight to voicemail. Just want to let you know that XYZ, XYZ. Okay, that's a little phrase. Another phrase that you can use is, this is my direct cell. If you give me a call back or text me back here, it's my iPhone, it'll show up blue. That is true. I'm going to show you how to drop the voicemail to somebody's phone and have it show up as your phone number on the caller ID. And if your phone number is programmed in their phone as a contact, it's going to show your name or whatever they have you plugged in their phone. And if they call back, they're going to call back that number, which is you. And if they text back, they're going to text back your number, which is that number, which is you. And if you have an iPhone, it's be blue, which is key, super, super key. Very, what does he say? Huge, major key. All right, DJ Khaled. So a couple ideas as far as scripting goes, but you'll be able to figure it out. Last thing about scripting here, okay? Whatever script you come up with, okay, you could use ChatGPT to come up with the script. What I would recommend is do not include any commas or periods or semicolons. Reason being is that you don't want to sound like you're narrating an actual sentence. When we're speaking, we don't really do sentences. It's only when we're writing. So what's going to happen is this script is going to be sent to 11 Labs. 11 Labs is going to be using your voice, and you want it to be one long run-on sentence. I found through testing that having one long run-on sentence, 11 Labs will naturally, depending on how it spits it out, it's going to interpret the whole sentence, and it's going to naturally add small pauses, small breaths of air, and certain emphasis and whatnot. If you put commas in there, if you start putting periods, it's going to sound artificial, more artificial than normal, than it otherwise would. So whatever script you come up with, go into ChatGPT and be like, hey, make this one long run-on sentence. And ChatGPT will do that. It'll spit it out, and you'll get it here. All right. The next thing that we have is day of the week. And this is going to become more important when we start dropping the voicemails. But essentially, the day of the week and the date and time here, the date and time is when the voicemail is going to be dropped. So we're going to be scheduling it in SlyBroadcast all at one time. But let's say you have 1,000 people and you drop 1,000 voicemails. You don't want them all to drop at the same time. You want them to drop every 5 minutes between 9 and 5, Monday through Friday. Whatever it might be for you, you can customize that here. If you want them to all drop 1,000 voicemails at the same time, you can do that, okay? But I wouldn't recommend it because let's say 10% of the people call you back. Well, if you have 10 calls coming at the same time, you're going to have to miss a couple of them because you're going to be on the phone, right? So if you want the best strategy here, best strategy is space them out throughout your day. You can choose every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes, so that if people call you back immediately after missing your call, you are able to take it because you're not on the phone with 5 other people that called you at the same time. So what this does is day of the week, this is just pegged to here. And here we dictate the date and time. So today's 9/9/2023. Let's say I want these to start on Monday, okay? So Monday is 9/11/2023. All right, so I want the first one to start on 9/11/2023. And the time, I want it to be, and this is going to be in, I believe it's in, yeah, it's in military time. So if I want to start Monday at 9, I would do Monday at 9. Oop, that's the 0 at 9. And then the next one, okay, I would just drag, I'm just going to copy this, paste it here. And the next one, if I want to do it every 5 minutes, then I would just do 9:05. Boom. All right. And what we're going to do here is just drag these down. These values aren't going to show up yet because they're not populated. But from here, we're going to go, bam, boom, baby. And we know that these are all Mondays. Now, you don't want to do what you don't want to do. And this is a formatting error. Do not do this. Do not format this column as, you don't want to put the day of the week and the date and time in there. You don't want to do this one. Don't fucking do that one. That'll mess up everything. I'll show you why. But it's the way that SlyBroadcast takes in the date format. So we just created a different column for this. just to show you. If I want to just skip to Tuesday because I'm done with Monday, all right. So let's just say, I dragged them all down. It's the end of the day on Monday. Then I just go, all right, 9/12. Oops. 2023. Actually, what I'm going to do is just copy this, come down here, and then I'm just going to make it nice and easy. I just want to skip, let's just say I want to skip Tuesday and I just want to do Wednesday. All right. And on Wednesday, I'm going to start at 09. Boom. And then if I come down here, what day is that? Wednesday. And then from here, I'm just going to do copy this. And on Wednesday, let's say on Wednesday, I want to do it every 20 minutes. So I go like this. I go every 20 minutes because I go from 9 to 9:20. And then I'm going to go like this. And according to my calculations, right? Wednesday, we're going to get some freaking calls, man. You come down like this, and you know that it's Wednesday, all right? Major key, as DJ Khaled would say. And status. So once the whole automation runs, the end of it, if it's success, it's going to throw this in here. You'll see it in a second. Okay, so that wraps up what we have to do as far as the script goes in Google Sheets. If you have questions about this, like I said, go to Dials.AI, go to the bottom, and schedule a time with an automation expert. One-on-one where you can share your screen and he can walk through it with you via Zoom. It's fantastic. It's what I would do if I was confused if I were you. Okay. Next thing is 11 Labs. So 11 Labs is generative voice AI. You record yourself and then it just recreates your voice. So the way that pricing works, all right, you could get away. What I have is $22 a month. If you want to send like 1 to 200 voicemails, do this one. Do $22 a month. And it keeps going up and up. All right, $99 a month might seem like a lot, but for 3x return rate on your 3x callback rate on your voicemails, that's pretty damn good. You can play around with it. Go to $1 a month, go to $22 a month, and then increase it as you need. So grab that, and then you sign in, and then we come here and we go to Voice Lab. We are going to add and hit instant voice cloning. This thing's pretty cool down here, but we're not going to do that one. Go to instant voice cloning. And name it whatever you want to name it, Joe's Gorgeous Pipes. I spelled that wrong. All right, whatever you want to put it. And you're going to have to pick out an audio and upload it here. And I'm going to help you do that. So, couple recording tips, all right? What you want to do is go to ChatGPT and ask Chat, write me a short story that would take 3 minutes to read out loud. Make it a run-on sentence written by a 5th grader. Okay, and it's going to do this. Couple things here. You could write a story, you could write a poem, you can write whatever you want. You can just be like, write me something, it doesn't matter, but I just say a story. Write me a story. That would take 3 minutes to read out loud. So once you record yourself for 3 minutes of you speaking, that's a good amount of time for 11 Labs to take your voice and create a generative voice, an AI voice. Make it a run-on sentence. So this is key. When you make it a run-on sentence and you start to read it out loud, it just sounds more like audio and regular dialogue, and you're going to allow 11 Labs to put in the spaces, like for periods, commas, breaths. If you do, I've noticed that when I recorded my voice and I was reading something that had periods and commas and a bunch of pauses and ellipse, which is the 3 dots, semicolon, and I took pauses while I was recording, it just didn't synthesize as well as it did in 11 Labs, as well as it did when I just read one run-on sentence. So make it a run-on sentence. And the whole reason that I put 5th grader is because it doesn't need to be eloquent. It needs to be really easy to read so you don't stutter, so you don't have to reread stuff. so you don't pause too much, or like if ChatGPT comes up with a word that you never read before or heard before. You just want to have it super simple and read it out loud. And you can record it on your phone, voice memos. You can record it on QuickTime. If you go QuickTime, right? And then you have to do cancel, but then you do file, new audio recording, and you hit record. You do that. Record it somehow. And then upload it here. All right. And the description, AI voicemails. All right. And then confirm, and you're good to go. All right. I got mine here. This is the first one that I did, version 1. Read using periods and commas. And this one is just a run-on. Okay. Cool. We got that. Oh, the other thing is, no, I'll get back to that later. I'll show you how to do the API. The last thing is SlyBroadcast. SlyBroadcast will drop a ringless voicemail. There won't be any missed call, and there will be no ringing of the phone. See, like that, like that. It just drops it in, and a voicemail appears. And with an iPhone, and I think with Android tablet, it'll transcribe the audio. So log in, create an account. You're gonna have to add some credits here, recharge account, and that's it. That's all you gotta do. Don't worry about all this stuff. This is all you gotta do, all right? And here we come to the fun part, okay? Make.com. So make.com is very similar to Zapier. The reason that we don't use Zapier is because Zapier doesn't integrate with 11 Labs. 11 Labs, from what I understand, what I've tested, is by far the best voice synthesizer of any AI program that I've came across. It's really freaking good. Like, it's not 100% perfect, but it's pretty damn good. It's the best that's out there. So what we're going to do is, if you go back to that folder, download this JSON file right here. All right, hit download and download that guy. And then come to make.com and log in, create an account, and you're going to come to this screen. Okay, it's not going to look like this, but you just go to organization. Yours is probably going to be blank unless you've done stuff with make.com before. All right, just hit create a new scenario. And then hit more, and then import blueprint. Choose file, and Dials.AI blueprint JSON. Save. Boom! You got it going on. We did all this shit for you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. This make.com is probably where you're gonna need the most automation support, and that's totally fine. Go to Dials.AI, register on an automation experts calendar by scrolling to the bottom and doing so. So let me walk you through this. Might seem kind of overwhelming looking at it right here, but it's really not that bad. I'm going to take you from soup to nuts here. Google Drive. You come in here at the top. Okay. At the top, you're going to have to log into your Google Drive. So you put in whatever email you use with Google Drive. Then you have watch files by created time, choose a drive, my drive, and then choose a folder to be watched. Okay, yours is going to look like, yours isn't going to look like much. Yours is going to look like that, okay? And so what you want to do is navigate to the folder that says Dials.AI. And then beyond that, you want to hit it again, and then you want to hit trigger, move sheet to this folder, okay? And that's it. Now, the way that this works is you get to program all your shit into this sheet and nothing's going to happen. But when we move this sheet into that Google Drive folder that's called trigger, it's going to trigger everything. So you get to customize everything, take your time as long as you want, weed out the bad leads that you don't want to hit, and then you throw it in. I'm going to show you how to move it. You can go up here and you move it. We're going to do it at the end, but you move it and it's going to trigger it in Google Drive. That's what this step is right here. That's just configuring that. Second thing, Google Sheets. So you log into your Google Sheets. I'm already logged in. You log into your Google Sheets, select from my drive, and the spreadsheet should be file ID. Okay. This is just taking the file ID from the file that you moved into Google Sheets, into Google Drive. All right. Sheet name should be sheet 1. So down here, okay, don't, for the love of freaking God, don't change this name. Just leave it as sheet 1. Okay. We messed around with it with my automation expert, Mason, and it was a pain in the ass. So just leave it as sheet 1. You're going to be completely fine. Next thing, table contains headers. Yes, make sure, yep, column range, A to CC. This is all fine. This is all fine. Good deal. All right. Iterator. Just leave it. Just leave it, okay? It's going to say G. All right. Array aggregator. Come down here and make sure, okay, that row number A, C, E, G, I, K, and M are checked. What does that mean? That means that we're going to be looking at these rows, A, C, E, K, I, oh, not K, G, I, K, and M. All right. Cool. 11 labs. What you're going to have to do here is you're going to have to log into 11 labs. So you go to profile and you get your API key. All right. And then you just copy that bad boy and you're going to paste it into make.com. Then you choose your voice. Okay. I have a couple voices saved here and they give you pre-built voices like Clyde, Dami, but the whole point of this is personalized Ringless voicemail using your voice. So you're going to use your voice. So use this one. Okay. Your other ones will show up at the bottom here. Models. So they have a couple different models. I found that multilingual V2 works really well for me. You could test out a couple others, but multilingual V2 works for me. Text, okay? It's going to take text from column G. Column G is your script. All right, see that here. Column G is your script. And it changes based off of each person. Stability. Okay, you could mess around with this. It's got to be between 0 and 1. So 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever it might be. I put it at 0.2 and 0.2. That's just what sounds best for my voice. You could play around with it and look here to see what these two things mean in default mode. Okay, cool. Google Drive. So where are we going to put the file that 11 Labs creates? We're going to put it in here, audio files, all right? 11 Labs. So you come in here, all right, because I've done a bunch of them, and you take this thing right here, okay? Just so you know, this is the ID of this folder. So you take this, you hit copy, and you paste it in here, all right? New file name, you can leave that blank. And then for file name, you can name the file whatever you want. What this is this is just going to say, it's going to have A, column A, whatever that value is. So it's the first name. So let's just say it's John. And we chose the phone number. So it's going to say John, phone number, favorite color, voicemail. Okay. Name it whatever you want. You could be like John and his number, and then whatever you want to do. Annual checkup, annual review, real estate drop. I'm going to sell them headphones. I'm going to sell them drugs. Whatever you want to do, just so you know what the voicemail is about. Okay. And make sure that it ends in .mp3. Super key. Make sure it fucking ends in MP3. We tested and we tried to figure out what the hell the problem was when we were creating this automation. And we were hung up on this for like a day and we figured out .mp3. All right, don't change that. Convert a file. Yes. Auto detection, MP3. All right. Now we got another Google Drive, so you're going to have to log in here again. My Drive file, select file ID. This is going to be pre-populated, should be. Role, make sure it says reader. Type anyone. Allow file discovery. What this is doing is it says, this setting is making it so that that file that you created, all right, so 11 Labs created it, you put it into Google Drive, but this is saying is that Google Drive will share that file with whoever looks at it. Well, who's going to look at it? SlyBroadcast. All right, SlyBroadcast. So that's the next one. SlyBroadcast, you're gonna have to log in with your username and password and date. Remember? So date is going to be this guy right here. All right. The day of the week is just for us. You don't even have to use it if you don't want to. I created it because I don't want to call people on Saturdays and Sundays because I don't want to get calls on Saturdays and Sundays. But maybe you do. It's your life. But date and time. So 9/11 and the time. Okay. So it's going to take it out of here. That's going to be K. URL. It should be uploaded. Okay. You're going to have it connected. Web content link. Phone numbers in C. What's in C? Phone numbers. Caller ID. Put this as your number and don't put any spaces, parentheses, or dashes. Put it as your phone number or put it as whatever number that you want to be the caller ID that shows up on their phone when they're looking at their voicemail. Audio format. Make sure it's MP3. Okay, then there's two last things, okay? There's two last Google Sheets things. These are just going to handle the error. So if it comes out to be a success, then it's going to show it as success under status. And if there's an error, it's going to tell you that there's an error. So come in here. And this is pretty much all set up. You just got to log in, enter manually, spreadsheet ID. All right, we have that already. Sheet, row, and it should be under M, okay? Because with M, boom, M. Make sense? M. And this is what it's going to say. Success, voicemail scheduled in SlyBroadcast for, and when you have it for. Cool. And then if it's a failure or an error, then you come down here. And again, this should be the same thing. Error. All right, fine. And so what we want to do is, so let's test it out, right? And I'm going to use my phone number. I'm going to blur it out so none of you call me. All right. And we're just testing this. That doesn't really matter, but we're just going to test it. So what we want to do, all right, is it's only going to work for the first 7. And by the way, if there's a row that's blank, that's going to fuck it up too. So make sure that there's no row that's blank. And you can do that by sorting columns. So if I go like, okay, whatever. If I go like this and I want to make sure that there's no blank rows, I can either delete all the blanks, delete row, or I can go like this. I can sort it, and now there's no blank rows. I'm going to sort it the other way. All right, here we go. So we're going to test this out. The first thing that we need to do is what? We need to move a spreadsheet into that folder. So right click on this and hit make a copy. It's going to duplicate it. All right, and you're just going to test it here. And then when I drop it into here, trigger, boom. All right, and now it's got some data to work with, and let's hit run. All right, you see it? With labs, it created the little script, little voicemail, and boom. So watch this. If I come in here, what's in here? Come on, baby, come on, baby. Boom, boom. Success, 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 success. All right, let's see. There's going to be an error pop up. Error. All right, Monday should be, all right, I'm going to tweak this a little bit. The error is actually, there's no phone number. That's the error. So I'm going to make sure that this error message is more accurate. It's not about should be future time. So disregard that. But we got to see as far as it's working, okay? And the voicemail is scheduled in SlyBroadcast for them. If you look here, if you go to audio files, you can see all of the audio files, right? Remember when I mentioned Evan, Jen, Jessica, Joe, Mary, Mason? Okay, and I did these twice, so it's not making duplicates. I did them all like an hour ago before I finally committed to making this tutorial. So yeah, you can see Mary, Mason, Joe, Jessica, Jen, Evan, right? These are all those audio files. It's all there, man. It's all there. So I really hope that this helps you out. This is good for anybody that's trying to leave voicemails, and it's going to increase, I guarantee it. I'm not going to put any personal money behind it, but I guarantee it that you're going to have a higher callback rate when somebody receives a personal ringless voicemail, or personal voicemail in just general, okay? Than if you didn't say their name or you didn't reference something else about why you're calling them, all right? Hope this helps out. Again, Dials.AI. Check it out. It's going to have the tutorial. It's going to have links to Google Sheets, Google Slides, make.com, 11 Labs, SlyBroadcast. You can get the template, you can get the JSON file, and you can schedule a time with an automation expert. I love you guys. Good luck out there. Peace.